it's a new day, and by day I mean it's a new night. And what do we got going on here? Looks like we have a hood scoop, and we have a nice fresh hood scoop right there that we did. Well, the problem is that hood scoop is not a cowl. So I picked this hood up pretty cheap, meaning 50 bucks. So we're gonna make a cowl induction hood out of it. See how that works out. So I'm gonna get set up. I'm gonna grab the cutoff wheel. I don't have a lot of time before it gets dark, and we're gonna at least get this cut in. So what I'm doing, I went 20 inches from the center, or well, 10 from the center, 20 total. It has a very, very slight bevel to it, and I'm probably going to like round it. So first thing I gotta do is I gotta get this cut. I gotta see what the metal will allow me to do. Might have to throw a relief cut around here somewhere just to get it all to tilt, but I won't know till I cut it. So let's get going. Boy, I rode that out to the very end. So here we are back on the cowl hood. So this is pretty much the profile that I'm going to go with on the hood. Now I measured it all out. Hood's 14.5 inches from the point to the very back. However, I did keep 1 3/4 inches of the rear of the hood. But I think the hood would look stupid if I ended here, so I'm going to extend it. So I was just looking around my house. Found myself the top of the laundry basket. Just kind of put her down there. Traced her out. And I didn't want to go with like a flat back or anything. So I just kind of threw that on there. Traced that out. So that's pretty much going to be the profile of it. Might go through, drop like a quarter, a nickel, and a dime on here. Maybe do some holes in it also, just to give it a little extra flair. Let's see where we end up. It's too cold in the garage to work, so I'm working inside. So here's where we're at. We got the hood all cut up and cleaned up. We're gonna go through. You can see these little gap here. We're gonna pinch that together, throw a couple tack welds on, and we made ourselves some forms, I guess you could say, for the side of the cowl hood. So we are going to be extending the top of it, which is why this goes, the tail goes back further. So we're going to get some of this stuff tacked in place and see if we can get this metal connected to that metal. Threw some little tiny tacks just in these corners. This is still loose. So let's get an idea of what this is going to look like. Now I am going to probably need help pushing this down and tacking it in, but as long as it kind of stays in place. Move this up a hair. That's going to kind of give us where we need to be. So it looks like I will be welding a little piece of metal here just to cover up all that junk. Or actually, you know what? I should move this all back. So yeah, I'm going to go through and cut these tacks off. Move it all back, which I should have did in the first place. And we're going to start over. Right. We have the shape of the hood. It's all welded in. I'll go through here with these little tiny gaps and just fill these with all metal. It's not worth welding and then trying to grind that out when I can just do it with the all metal, come out better. So a couple little areas I got to go and tack in a little bit. And next we're going to work on this like 2-inch strip just to bring the back even with the front. So I'm going to get to cutting. Enough that I have laying around in the same gauge has a rib on it, but that's not going to stop us. It's just going to make it a little more unique. So let's get this cut. Oh, also, if you're looking at this profile and you're thinking that when I open up the hood it's going to hit this, don't worry about that. We got that covered. All right, so here's where we ended up. I'm not gonna lie, it seemed like it warped a little bit. I got a low spot here, so I'm gonna have to mud it. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the contour. This little rib, it's definitely different. Once it's all formed up, won't be as prominent, we'll say. So I'm gonna use the kitty hair for up here. I'm gonna use the all metal down here, and we're gonna get going. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm not the most patient person, and in my mad rush to get shit done, I warped the hood a little bit. So not a big deal. We're gonna go through, we're gonna strip this all down, and we're gonna fill it up with some mud. For that, I got a gallon of this Evercoat. Apparently Advanced Auto is no longer selling Bondo, but this is supposedly the same thing. Fiberglass reinforced. Got a gallon because, well, it's a big van. So we're going to try this out on there while that's drying. We got something else to do, so let's see how this works out. Alright, we gooped her up. We're going to hit her with a flat board. You know, we're kind of leveling this out somewhat where it's reaching this body line. So we're going to sand her down, throw some more on her. Let's go. We got our first layer of kitty hair on there. Looking pretty good. Some low spots. Got to expect that. Now we're going to go through and we're going to put another coat on her. And here we are after 2 coats of the professional Bondo. They're all pretty much flattened out. We're at the point where we're going to prime her and see where we're at. I mean, I can see I have some little pinholes here and there, but that's to be expected. So let's throw some primer on this, see where we are. And here's where we ended up. After a good, probably 3 days on and off just playing around, we got this all put into prime. Now I'm not going to bore you guys and go through and sand and prime the rest of the hood. That's just boring. So here's how it turned out. Looking pretty good. She's all wet sanded down. Really only one thing left to do. Throw her on the van, see which one we like better. Before I forget, here's a little before. And we are going to be putting like a nice mesh screen inside here, which we're going to be doing to the back of that also. So let's yank this out, swap it. Here we go. Get the side profile of it. I don't know, I'm undecided. Like I said, this is a swap out hood. I think I'm going to stay with the regular forced air induction hood for now. But I got this done. It's made. Maybe I should cut it here and angle that, or just cut that. I don't know. Seems a little high. But overall, it's done. Time to move on to something else. So guys, drop your comments down below. What do you think? Should we go with the Cowl, or should we go with the Ram? That's pretty much going to do it for this. So guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned because there's a lot more coming. For a second that it was going to open normally. Oh no, we're going this way.